Hmm. I wonder what happened in this week's Mandalorian. Da 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 la da 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 da. Sharpa ba da da ba ba da 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 da. Ba da da ba da da ba 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 da 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 da. Ba da da ba ba da da ba da da ba da da ba 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 da da ba ba ba. Shikida ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba da da ba ba. Hello there, and welcome to the vlog where we talk about The Mandalorian. And today we're going to talk about The Mandalorian Chapter 15, The Believer. No cute credit stuff here. We already did that. I feel like I say this every week, but oh man, that was such a good episode. Uh, so I didn't really care. I mean, all for honesty, I didn't care for Bill Burr's character Mayfield first time around. I mean, it just felt like it was more of, hey, we got Burr in Star Wars, and that's that. Um, so I was equally not super enthused seeing that we were getting teased bringing him back, just because it felt more of like, hey, it's Bill Burr, rather than being invested in that character. Uh, and well, me of little faith, they got me invested in Mayfield, uh, and that's just it's good storytelling. And if I can just wax or gush over the Mandalorian as a whole, with their multiple directors and the direction of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they really got the storytelling down. I mean, they do such a good job with the limited amount of time that they do, and they don't try to do too much. And that's the thing. Like, there wasn't, as far as like character arcs go, or like complicated or complex arcs. This wasn't here. It was very straightforward, very simple, and especially when basically we only focused on really two characters, and that was Din the Mandalorian and Mayfield. Uh, so let's talk about Mayfield first. Because the title The Believer applies to both of them. I'm going to mess this up a little bit on the Mayfield side just because, and I apologize, I'm not fully dialed in right now. But uh, there's a lot to be said, and even in this episode, because it goes to both extremes. The good thing, the bad thing about Star Wars is it's like, and I don't know the terms. I'm sorry, but like we have an overarching fantasy story, or a hero centric story, where you have the good guys and the bad guys must be punished, but they also, by and large, are you know big main characters and then a billion little disposable characters, and that works just to basically build up the hero. That's what stormtroopers are. They're just fodder to make heroes look good. And that's not anything bad. That's not weak storytelling. It's just it is what it is. Uh, and Star Wars works in that way a lot. I mean, it has to. Um, but it's at its best when it acknowledges that, but it also turns it on its head. And there's always that great joke about like all the innocent contractors that died on both Death Stars, uh, and that's not wrong. And this is, in war, there are, I mean, people that don't deserve to die die all the time, and regardless of, space fascist empire slash first order people, they are people, and you don't always get, like, people aren't born in a vacuum. You have to get to some place, and you I'm aiming bigger than what's I'm talking something bigger than Star Wars itself. It's just, acknowledging that people end up in places, and maybe not good people, but you can understand how people get in places. Uh, and so they did a lot to humanize the Empire remnants in this. I mean, not so much as a whole, but just the people on this base. Um, because we kind of identified it on the base level, that stormtrooper level, that first line level, where these first we've got they're impersonating the truckers, and they're just kind of casually being, the lives are being thrown away, and you kind of see that on their level when they're, our heroes are in the same danger that these, B-list players are, and we get our expectations subverted a little bit when the Empire swoops in to save the day, almost in a Deus Ex Machina, but which works in this. And I mean, you have this really great dissonance of, yes, saving the day, but wait, aren't they the bad guys? And then just kind of coming back and seeing these, seeing all these, grunts and soldiers and front lines celebrating Mayfield and Din for, surviving, doing this heroic thing, which was amazing. It humanizes them a lot. And I feel like Mayfield's kind of the embodiment of that. And that's kind of what his speech is about, that, you have, everyone has, like, these core beliefs, like these lines they don't cross until one day they have to cross it. And, I'm not going to come down, like, philosophically one way or the other, but you kind of saw the two extremes of that. First with Mayfield, where he doesn't seem like the guy that would, up until a couple lines in this, so it didn't seem like he really regretted working, his job in the Empire, being a sniper, or regretting the war. There's very little, just, hey, this is a thing that happened, blah blah blah. There's no regret. But there's obviously there, and it's not from the, oh god, the Empire was bad, or the New Republic was good. It was just, people died, innocent people died, people that didn't deserve died, and again, like I said, I didn't care for the character up until this point, but he was the perfect character to deliver that basically that message of, when he shot Hess, I think his name was Hess. It wasn't about, it wasn't even about, like, him being a bad person or, visually disgusting. I mean, there was no, like, shallow karmic justice there. There was a, flat out retribution. Like, this is a guy that's done horrible things, and he deserves to be punished for it. And then, on top of that, we get that, we get the shootout. You see, again, illustrated the humorous scene of the one stormtrooper, just getting his food, just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he gets shot. And it's funny, haha, but it's also like, I mean, he just showed up for work that day. And then to top it all off with Mayfield basically destroying the entire facility, killing all these people that we just briefly identified with before. Yeah, I mean, we should feel conflicted on that. That's the point. Think actions have consequences, and I don't know. We can get into the whole, like, cosmic justice thing. But I think it's just better if we just kind of dwell in the meditation of it all. Uh, and like I said, I know I'm getting way highbrow, and I'm not talking, describing what I'm talking about very well, but just bear with me here. Din's side of it's a lot easier because his beliefs, his protocols, his general how he functions is pretty easy. He's got the mask. He doesn't allow people to see it because this is the way. But as with the last time that we saw Mayfield in that episode, and which was also directed by the same guy that did this episode, we get to see tremendous like character growth into Din when we in that first episode, the breakout episode. They talk about what he's done in the past and how he's just kind of a bloodthirsty killer, and we already see how much he's changed by having Grogu in his life. And now we have, this one rule in his life that no living thing is supposed to see his face. And like he was prepared to die in the season 1's finale over this belief. And it's just like, no, this is a non-starter. You can't see my face. And when we come to the scene where they needed somebody that wasn't in the Empire's records to scan into that computer, I mean, just boom. I mean, it wasn't even that we didn't have like some big internal drama. He just like, okay, I'm doing it. He takes off his helmet and goes. And it was such a good scene. It was nice to see Pedro Pascal again. And just seeing like his beliefs. It's everyone has their limits until there's something that you have to cross that. And this was the thing. It wasn't even like a big symbolic thing. It was just like, I need this to get this done. And that was great. And then we just get some really good, again, like dissonance with that, where we have, when he's under that helmet, he's calm, cool, he's able. I mean, he just almost single-handedly, fought off all those pirates with his bare hands. They call them pirates. Those are really kind of terrorists, aren't they? Anywho, with his bare hands. I mean, that was, this is amazingly badass dude. And you see him take off this helmet, and you don't see the doubt, the concern. You don't see any of his facial, tics under. I mean, with that helmet on, but with it off, you just see. All of a sudden, you see this very, surprisingly vulnerable person, and it's refreshing, and it's good. Again, talking about like humanizing things. There's a face, there's a person under that mask, and again, it was just a great. I mean, it's just a great episode. So much little things. Like I love the little, the small humor of Boba Fett saying they might recognize his face. Of course they would, because it's the same face of all the clone troopers. I mean, I already made a joke of it in the intro, but that seismic charge. Oh, that's the best thing from Attack of the Clones. Just the absolute best. That's that sound and the visual. It's great. I'm so happy they brought that back. It was cool to see more of the inside of Slave One. Up until this, we've only seen like the cockpit of Slave One, which when it lands, obviously that you're sitting on your back. But it was cool to see like the storage hold, which is on that gyroscope, that's just neat. Neat. It was real great. Borderline cheesy, but again, it felt good in the moment. Seeing Din basically word for word repeating the speech that Moff Gideon gave to him regarding Grogu. It was great. It felt good. It's a build up to the finale. I think we only have like 1 or 2 episodes left this season, so it felt like a great build up. This is a great show. They do a great job with what with what they're doing, and it's why I'm not. If these are the people that are in charge of Star Wars going forward, we have this huge dump with all these Star Wars titles that are coming to Disney. If these are the people that are in charge, I'm more hopeful than not. Especially if these things stay, if they stay out of the major corporate stuff, which is 100% what ruined the sequel trilogies. It wasn't these individual directors. It was the top level business stuff, which is just dumb and stupid, and I could rant on that all day, and I won't. But telling these little stories, these low impact stories, again, I trust it. Like is there anything on TV right now that's better than The Mandalorian? Right now, I don't think so. Uh, yeah, I can wax on. I could just talk about this all day, and obviously I won't because we're at 15 minutes now. Jeez, and I've got to sit here and make all the goofy stuff for this video. Um, yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day.